Welcome back everybody to Saurus 001's channel, and this is 10 things that you probably didn't know you could do in Dyson Sphere program. Now, the first thing that I want to talk to you about is these conveyor belts here. If you click on them, you can hold the tilde key and it will remove items from that belt. Very, very handy in case you accidentally put something onto the wrong belt. Okay, the next thing I would like to talk to you about is this here. This is a proliferator, and it is proliferating proliferation goods. So you can actually proliferate the proliferator, which will proliferate the proliferator and proliferate the proliferator. But you can see here, well, the diamonds aren't actually coming through at the moment, but the proliferator will actually have 20% extra proliferation from proliferating. Have I said proliferator enough times? I don't think so. But anyway, you can see here 20% extra products from proliferation. And that's because I've got the diamonds being proliferated and I've got the proliferator over here being proliferated as well, making the second tier of proliferation 20% extra products. How cool is that? Okay, so for this tip, I would like to point out that you need to ignore my spaghetti mess. I usually do this sort of thing when it comes to research stations. I probably should be a bit more organized. But this is actually what I want to talk about. You can put in things into storage containers from the next tier up on the storage container. In fact, you can put it into any one of these tiers. All you have to do is connect your conveyor belt up to the next tier. Now, if you're wondering how high this is actually 2 in height, and the next one is 4 and 6 and so on and so forth. And you can connect up things this way, and it will still output it through the bottom when you're doing that sort of thing. So there you go. So this is the next thing I would like to talk to you about. You see how this has products and things in the line and stuff. It's all set up. Well, I've got some products here, and if I select one of these and hit the tab key, it will fill those products up into that device, whatever the device is. If you have the products in your inventory, you can simply hit tab on an assembler or a smelter or whatever it is, and it will fill the products up automatically from your inventory. Now, this is very handy if you're like me and you accidentally pick up a whole bunch of stuff from conveyor belts while you're reorganizing things or something. You can just select some assemblers and start dumping all of your contents straight into the assemblers. Very, very handy thing to know. The next thing I would like to talk to you about is this right here. It's the splitters, and everybody knows that you can put a splitter down like this. But did you know that you can hit the tab key and it will switch the pattern of your splitter? So you can have different types of splitters. There's 3 different designs as far as I recall, and then it just goes back to the regular design. But this is handy if you need to split things in different directions, or you need to go up a tier and send them in different directions, or if you want them to go from on a conveyor belt above to a conveyor belt below. And the next thing that I want to talk to you about is actually the splitters themselves. Okay, so this is another thing that may not be very intuitive to some people. See this splitter and how the input is got hydrogen coming in and antimatter coming in? Well, it's being split onto antimatter and hydrogen paths. Now, I don't know if people know this, but you can actually set the priority for a particular thing. The port status there is that it will only offload antimatter, and you can set the port status on either of these to output priority with just that particular item. So we've got antimatter coming out of this one, and we've got hydrogen coming out of the other one, and that is basically all you need to know with that. The way that you set this is, let's just click on that, and then you can tell it what you want to output through that port, and anything else coming through there will go into the other outputs that are coming out from that particular port. Now, here is something that most people don't know you can do with the Dyson Sphere. If you go to this little section down here, this little circle type grid section thing, you can actually change the canvas type. You can change the canvas so that you can get different types of nodes. So you can have triangular ones, you can have grid ones like this. There's many different types of nodes. You can make all different types of shapes with this sort of thing. And you can just have simple plain one if you want to, which means that you can put it anywhere you like. So you could even make a picture of Homer if you really want to. But there you go. If you wanted to know how to do that, that is how you do it. You can do it down there. Okay, and the other thing I would like to talk to you about is the luminosity of the star. If you notice up here, the star illumination is 0.982. This is a 6 gigawatt sphere, and look at how much I have had to put onto this sphere, and I've got the Dyson swarm going around it and everything like that. If I switch to my secondary Dyson sphere, which is over at Zavijabba, it's 18.1 gigawatts, and I haven't even done the first degree of separation yet. It's only about 20% complete, but the star illumination is 2.463. So when you're going to build your second Dyson sphere, you want to try and find the star with the highest illumination in your star cluster, because it will produce the most energy from your Dyson shell and the swarm. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk to you about is blueprints. Now, some of you know that you can go from here, out here, and blueprint the entire ray receivers or railguns or whatever it is. But here's the tricksy dixie thing. If you have unlimited blueprints, it really is unlimited. You can actually cover an entire planet with a blueprint. We're just going to get right out here. Look at the size of this blueprint. And you go right up to the other end of the world. And there you go. You can cover the entire planet with a single blueprint. And look at that. All the items on this planet are now set up in a blueprint, and you can just copy paste this straight onto another world if you want to. This is really handy if you're doing mass production of, say, rockets or something like that. You can take a blueprint of an entire world and just copy it onto a new world, bring the resources in, fill it all up, and start it firing, making your rockets and things like that straight up. So that's the last tip that I have for you today. If you enjoy this video, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel, and I will see you all next time. Peace out.